Now, this episode is why Courage2Challenge was set up in the first place. I believe it's only fair if you give organisations or people numerous opportunities to change and they don't, then we should name and shame them. My lips have been twitching for the longest time, but I'm still on hold. This weekly podcast is for those who are open for both internal and external change. I'm so glad you're here, showing up, tuning in and doing the hard work. This is a space where we get real honest and we step into the light with love, with truth and with courage. Today I'm talking to those who feel they are God, to change their ways or suffer the consequences. You still have time before we are left with no choice but to name and shame you. The level of ignorance I'm seeing in society is too much. It's wearing people down, the energy is low, mental health is on the increase. They've played with mine as well. Just remember that happy people will never hurt you. You don't know me, but I'm at my strongest alone. I fight for what I believe in. I don't care how I'm viewed because change is always challenging. We are being manipulated, silenced, choices are being taken away, and enough is enough for me. They have us turning against each other rather than those who caused the divide in the first place. I respect myself enough to set boundaries, and that whatever it is matters. I refuse to pretend it doesn't. This is not about blame, it's about forcing people to grow up. It's not about shame either, it's about alignment. Do you think that being the bigger person means being quiet? Do you mistake silence for peace? If you don't express it, how can you heal it? How many things have irritated you and you let it slide? I know all too well that calling things out can make life very uncomfortable. I went to get a pedicure and this was like no other. When I highlighted something, I was silenced and stayed that way until I heard the price. I refused to pay that much. The woman threw me out of her shop. If you can't have a say, then why should you pay? You can only reason with reasonable people. I left my review and she left hers, and I absolutely love it. She has done more than I could. Pick your battles, preserve your energy, and breathe into it. Ignorance can cost you everything. It costs trust, respect, it costs authenticity in relationships, even with ourselves. What have you lost by not speaking your truth? How many things have you lost by not being true to yourself? They say pride comes before a fall. I've learned some tough lessons and I'm still here. We are survivors. The most important person to challenge is ourselves. Why? Because we are the only one we can change. That's real work. You know, that quiet, private, no audience, nobody's clapping kind of work. That's sacred. It takes courage. Courage, even though uncomfortable, is achievable. How many people tell you things to increase your value in today's world? Not many. So when someone tells you something one-to-one, reflect and don't be offended. We all have opinions. If you listen closely to the words that people speak, you will know who they are and how to categorize them. If someone highlights something with love, it's an invitation to rise, to heal, to return to your authentic self. It takes courage to speak your truth because many people can't handle it, much less face change. If you have been holding back, why? What do you think would happen if you chose truth over comfort just once? And when you do it with love, with clarity, with kindness and firmness. Because love without truth is enabling, and truth without love is cruelty. But when the two join forces, it can create a massive transformation. It's powerful. It takes maturity to own things. Not everyone is ready to receive it, but still offer it. Not everyone will thank you, but your soul will. You don't need to be angry to be firm. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You just need to be willing to stand in your truth, willing to challenge yourself and others, willing to lead with love, willing to stand in your truth. Do you believe your voice can spark change? What might heal if you finally said enough? You've got the courage, you've always had it. Now it's time to use it. Time to find the courage to challenge whatever, whoever, whenever it's needed, with love, with grace, and with your whole heart. I can't thank you enough for spending your precious time with me. Thank you for doing the brave work. If this spoke to you, share it. Let it ripple through the internet and spark change. Until next time, stay grounded, stay bold, and I hope I've given you the courage to challenge the things you don't like. Be good to yourself and others, and smile regardless. Shine like the diamond you know you are. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. Take care, my lovely.